Today we're looking at two different whiskeys, an expensive bottle and a very cheap bottle, to see which one is actually better, if one is actually better, and why. If so, we don't know. Actually, what I have today are two mediocrely priced bottles. I think this one was 40 bucks and this one was 30. So two relatively cheap bottles of whiskey, actually. So I'm not going to compare these at all. I lied to you. Is that clickbait? While I talk about this, I should probably drink some whiskey. I'm drinking this one because it's about 20 minutes from us. This is George Dickel chill filtered rye whiskey. And it's okay. My idea is just to make this more of a generalization from some guy who doesn't really know what he's talking about, to talk about what I think are the real differences between an expensive bottle and a cheap bottle, because I've had both. More cheap, that's for sure. Anyways, let's move in. Come talk to me. It's better without the glasses, is it? It's quite a bit of a glare. This is the gist. When I first started drinking bourbons, whiskeys, brown, water, I wondered what the difference was in the price, because there's quite a price difference. Like if you go to Bevmo or someplace like that, I just thought, what's really the difference? That's what I thought. Then I thought, after that, I thought maybe you thought that too, and we both thought the same thing. And I thought I should make a video about it. And so I did. This is basically, from what I can understand, the only real difference between a cheap bottle and an expensive bottle of brown is the amount of time that brown nectar has stayed in a barrel. I could have said that probably smoother. The reason it's brown is because of the barrel. When it first goes into the barrel, it's clear and is what they used to call white lightning, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. If you try, and I have, bourbon or whiskey before it's been barrel aged, it tastes like gasoline. There's no flavor, it's just burn. The barrel is what gives it the flavor. So the longer it's in the barrel, the more flavor is able to come out. And the reason it costs more to keep the stuff in a barrel longer is, hello, that's a dog. It's just because of practicalities, like taxes on that stuff that sits in that barrel get compounded every year. Well, maybe not compounded, but you have the distiller has to pay taxes on that liquid in that barrel every year it's in that barrel. So the longer it sits in the barrel, the more money they're paying out. And they're just not selling it. They're not making money. So the cost just goes up. One of the ways you can tell a good whiskey or bourbon from a cheaper one, generally, is that the cheaper one is just gonna burn and not have a lot of flavor. And something that's sat in a barrel for a long time is gonna have rich flavors, like just like a good cigar. It's kind of the difference between, you had like a Chips Ahoy cookie, they're pretty one note, sweet. Pretty much just taste sweet. Then you try like an amazing homemade cookie, like with an amazing recipe and somebody who really knows how to bake. Flavors are a lot more complex in that. There's a lot more. You can actually taste like the brown sugar or vanilla or the chocolate that they use is a lot better or whatever. It's not just sweet. There's a lot more flavor going on. It's kind of the same way. If you know more, you probably do, by the way. If you know more about why a bottle costs more than a cheap one, let me know in the comments. I do know, I mean, there's other reasons. As a bottle becomes more popular, generally the price goes up. So there's reasons like that. But as far as practically, this bottle's more expensive than that one, what makes it actually better? Other than the time it sat in the barrel, I don't think there's really much else. That's about it. Even though it's cheap, I mean, it's still pretty dang good. If you like these videos about bourbons and whiskeys and drinking, let me know in the comments. And if you don't, then let me know also, because comments are good in general. The more I get, the better. Hey, by the way, if you are into tobacco stuff and farming and work and just kind of what I do every day for the most part outside of these videos, check out my other channel, which is officially launched. It's called Blackburn. And I'll put I don't know, it's just Blackburn. I'll put a link to it in the description where you can find it. I'm trying to get as many subscribers over there as I can to try to boost that channel. I'm basically just posting very poorly edited, just vlogs. Basically me walking around with a phone talking about what we're doing on this piece of property we bought here in Tennessee where I'm sitting in right now. This is one of the barns on the property, and eventually this is going to be a really cool space. But for now, it's just an old beat up barn from 200 years ago. Okay, calm down. that was it. Yeah.